The other part I struggled with as a new mom and as a leader was that I thought I felt pressure, and maybe it was me putting pressure on myself to hit the ground running and to be fully up to speed. That balance of trying to come back into the workplace as a new mom, but trying to prove yourself that, hey, you've taken this extended period of time off. I'm still able to do it all. And I'm learning that you can't do it all. You have to prioritize sometimes, and you need to be okay with that prioritization, like at peace with yourself, and don't beat yourself up about it.
So very excited to have my friend Nicola here at St. Paul, Minnesota, Minneapolis. Thank you so much for joining us. Very excited to have you here. So many questions and themes to dive into as we think about leadership and what's changing. And I am curious, for instance, right now you have been in your role leading for quite some time. What would you say you are excited about where leadership trend is heading overall and what you're also worried about?
The most exciting thing for me is the acceptance of different types of leadership styles. And this is something I've personally struggled with, in that I'm a little bit different. I'm a little bit quirky, and I don't have this standard approach to the corporate leadership style. So, what I've loved over the past number of years is that the diversity of leadership type is changing. And that's been really exciting for me personally. What worries me a little bit is that if we lose that spark, if we lose the will, or just the need to have diversity in leadership types, or if we take the
Yeah.
whole diversity approach to an extreme, that's where I personally am a little bit worried that you have diversity of thought and diversity through race and sex, which I think is amazing, and I'm a big
Yeah.
advocate for. But I think when we focus on diversity in those categories, we forget about diversity of leadership style in a way, and we may conform
Mm.
people to a certain type of style that is claustrophobic, and it's not them. So I think that's where worry a little bit.
How would you define good leadership now? And how is that different from your past definition?
Yes, it's a good question. Good leadership for me is someone who is present, there to listen, and someone who you can just easily contact and not afraid to contact. I think sometimes there is this fear of reaching out to a leader. I work in a manufacturing environment. I have product builders who are part of my team. So my philosophy is it doesn't matter where you are from a title perspective. Everyone has a voice, everyone is valued. And with that baseline or that foundation, a great leader is someone that anybody reach out to if they have a grievance and are comfortable doing that and having that conversation. And I've had that through my career, and I love it. I love when someone calls me out on something or says, hey, we could have done this a better way, and we talk it through. And that's something I love personally because it helps me grow, but it gives that individual a voice as well. So for me, good leadership is just being present, being there, and being willing to listen, but equally being vulnerable and saying you don't have all the answers, because we don't as leaders. And that's why you have a team around you that together you'll have those answers or find a solution. So I think for me, that's something that I seek out in a leader. I do gravitate to people who have a lot of experience, to be honest, because I personally believe that they've seen so much, and those life learnings and skills are something that I gravitate to. I do get curious, and I reach out to those nuggets of people who have that information. And yeah, that's something I enjoy.
Could you share an example of how we can know how to prioritize and what we do?
This week has been pretty tough. Daughter was sick with a bug, and I don't have my family here. Thankfully, I was able to work from home. I was trying to work from home. It wasn't working. I could not do both. It's physically not possible to mind a child and work at the same time. And I just had to make that choice at noon, saying, sorry, I can't do this. I had to stop work to care for my child. And that was my priority then. Was there guilt associated from a work perspective? Yes. Things I needed to get done, I couldn't. People are extremely understanding in those situations, which I really appreciate. And it's a testament to the amazing people I work with. But again, as a female and as a new mom, you feel like you're letting people down. So it's just balancing that need. It's interesting in this week, I felt I've had to work harder and more to compensate for that time